opportunity to thank you for the continued support that you show for the work we do with our incredible whales. If you love the killer whales as much as we do, today you have the opportunity to help us create a more dynamic home for our killer whale family through the Blue World Project. Log on to the website or check out the Blue World Yes Kiosk, which is located directly behind Shamu Stadium, to learn more and register your support to help us create this incredible enhancement for our killer whales. From all of the trainers and of course all of our whales, we thank you.
Hello, Shamu Stadium. Just a friendly splash warning reminder for those of you seated in the first 16 rows. This is what we call the soak zone. Now is the time to move higher if you want to stay drier. But if you want to get splashed by our killer whale family, be ready to get soaked with 55-degree salt water. Have fun and please enjoy killer whales up close.
Hey there, I'm Emma. Welcome to Shamu Stadium. How are you doing today? Are you ready to see killer whales up close? Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Your curiosity is wonderful. It's just like you, it was my own curiosity about nature that led me to work right here at SeaWorld. We receive so many questions about killer whales each and every day from kids and grown-ups of all ages. We gathered these questions and put them together right here in this Killer Whales Up Close book to share with you today. We connected the book so you'll be able to see everything up on the big screen. Now, if you're ready to get started, it's my privilege to introduce you to Autumn. Hi everybody, how's everyone doing today? Awesome, well it's my privilege to introduce you to some of our amazing family of killer whales. Up first, we have our matriarch. She is the dominant whale in our pod. Her name is Cassandra. She's 39 years old, and she's joined by her son Makani at 2.5-year-old. Here they are, they're going to show off right in the front of the pool. Let's get everybody excited. Here comes Cassandra. Great job! All right, up next we have our newest mom. Her name is Kalia. She is 10 years old, and she's going to be joining us today with her baby calf Amaya at only 8 months old. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big warm round of applause for Kalia and Amaya. Here at SeaWorld San Diego, we have a pod of 11 killer whales. We have 5 males and 6 females, and they range in age from our baby Amaya at only 8 months all the way up to Porky, who, give it up for her, she is 51 years old. You can see how different each whale is, but did you know there are even bigger differences in the wild? Would you be surprised if I told you there are actually different kinds of killer whales? Yeah, scientists refer to them as ecotypes. They live in different habitats, they have different body types, and they even pursue different kinds of food. But even though killer whale ecotypes are different, they're still considered members of one species, Orcinus orca. One question that we get asked all the time is how big does a killer whale grow to be? Well, the answer would depend on which ecotype you're talking about. Is it a 16-foot female in Iceland or a 30-foot male in Antarctica? Let's take a closer look.
The remarkable thing about killer whales, no matter which type, is that they are found throughout our global ocean. From the Arctic to the Antarctic, and literally everywhere in between. They are found in so many different habitats and depend on such a variety of marine life for survival that killer whales are more intertwined with the fate of our ocean than any other marine animal. Truly, these awesome animals are the living symbol of our ocean, representing so much more than their own species.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for our killer whales! Okay, let's check out some of your great questions. Oh, here we go. So many people wonder about our trainers. In fact, raise your hand if you've ever wanted to be an animal trainer. Wow, that's a lot. Then you should meet our dedicated trainers who interact with our family of killer whales every day.
Hi everyone! Again, I am Autumn. Over on my right, I'm joined by Liz, who's hanging out with our youngster Makani. We've got Katie hanging out with Kasaka, our matriarch. And here on my left is Missy with Kalia. And over on the far left is Summer hanging out with our baby Amaya.
Our killer whale trainers are so passionate about what they do here every day. That makes me think of another one of your great questions. Do the trainers talk to the whales? Well, I'll let you answer that one, Autumn.
That is a great question. We may not talk to the whales the way you and I talk to each other, but we have taught the killer whales different hand signals that help us to communicate with them. Our ongoing communication is an important part of developing the strong relationship that we have with these whales. Because of this connection, one of the things we're able to do is answer important questions through research.
Here at SeaWorld, we have a unique opportunity to conduct research about killer whales, asking important questions that can only be answered in a setting like this. So much of what we learn here is being used to help killer whales in the wild. Of course, there are other questions that can only be explored by studying whales in the ocean. By exploring questions both at SeaWorld and in the wild, our combined research gives all of us a better understanding of killer whales and the places they live.
And that's what I call working together. Research flowing in both directions, from our park to the wild and back again. That way, everyone can benefit. Okay, let's check out another question. Oh, perfect. This individual wonders why whales jump. And I just so happen to have that emoji. Look. You know, killer whales communicate in a lot of different ways. Sometimes they vocalize, and sometimes they use their body. A jump like that is called a breach. They're making a sound on top of the water. When a whale uses their body to slap the water, it creates a commotion both above and below the surface. This could be to show their excitement, or maybe display a little power, or just to get the attention of the other whales. As you've just seen, we have Kalia's new calf, Amaya. Our SeaWorld social media fans have actually helped us name her. Here at SeaWorld, we watch newborn calves rely on their mothers for everything, right from the very first moment of birth.
As a calf grows and gains some independence, it is looked after by other whales in the pod too. They help the mother protect the calf, teach it survival skills, and show the calf how to romp and play. Killer whales live in family-like groups known as pods. Like human families, their pods can range in size, from just a handful of whales up to a few dozen.
And that leads to another really important question. Does having a killer whale breeding program here at SeaWorld help whales in the wild? Absolutely. Our successful breeding program helps us understand the developmental needs of pregnant mothers, newborn calves, and young killer whales. It's critical information because this is when killer whales are most vulnerable in the wild. Gaining this type of knowledge is only possible through the research that we're able to do right here at SeaWorld.
Recently, SeaWorld worked with researchers from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, to help them develop a model for identifying when a killer whale is pregnant by looking at aerial images of the animal in the wild. Prior to this cooperative effort, where SeaWorld provided direct, unparalleled access to our pregnant whales, researchers had no solid way of knowing whether or not a female in the wild was carrying a calf.
Wow. Now, isn't that a lot of questions? Believe it or not, we get them every day.
We sure do. Killer whales communicate using all sorts of sounds. Let's listen. Each killer whale, each pod has their own dialect, their own unique set of calls. But don't forget, they use body language too.
Sometimes they blow bubbles, bump into each other, or even scratch each other with their teeth, causing rake marks. These are the multi-line marks that you might see on the skin of killer whales and dolphins. This is one of the ways these animals display dominance over one another during social interactions, both in the wild and here at SeaWorld. You just learned that killer whales vocalize and use body language to communicate with each other. But do you remember how we communicate with them? That's right, through signals. Here at SeaWorld, we communicate with our killer whales, and we want the next generation to be able to do the same.
All right, y'all, next up is one of my favorite parts of the show. We have some new special friends down here at the glass that are going to show us how we communicate with the whales using signals just a little bit more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, over on my left, we have Emma. Let's give her a big hand. And over on my right, we have Noah. All right, so they're going to be hanging out and meeting Kasaka and Makani and Talia and Amaya today. So it looks like Makani and Kasaka are giving you a big wave. Hello. Excellent job. All right, over here on my left, looks like we have some marching. Kalia and baby Amaya are doing some marching. Very good job. And Kasaka is showing off that hula. Fantastic job, you guys. All right, y'all, we're such great sports. We would love to give you this whale tail necklace in memory of meeting Kalia, Amaya, Makani, and Kasaka today. Great job, everybody. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Autumn, I think we've got some future animal trainers. Don't you guys think they did a good job? Awesome. Here's another really great question. Who takes care of you, Shamu? I love that question because it lets us give you a peek how we care for these extraordinary animals. Okay, Autumn, are the trainers ready?
We sure are. You know, the training you see here today actually allows us to take better care of our whales. When the whales learn to offer their tail flutes, like you can see Talia showing us right here, we're able to collect a blood sample. From this sample, we can check on the health of the whales, and we can even see if a female is pregnant. Now we also have a slide-out behavior. This is a behavior where the whales can slide their entire bodies up on a flat surface. We have a giant scale in one of our back pools, and the whales can slide up on this scale so that we can obtain an accurate weight on the whales. We track their weight so that we can make sure the whales are healthy and the calves are growing properly. The high energy behaviors, such as fast swims and breaches, are behaviors the killer whales do out in the wild and even right here at SeaWorld.
I know that our guests also wonder how much does a killer whale need to eat to stay healthy?
Well, just like us, each killer whale has different dietary needs. For instance, little Makani right across the way there, he's still nursing from his mom, so he gets about 55 pounds of food a day. Now Kalia, right here with Missy in the slide out, she gets about 150 pounds of food a day because she's responsible for nursing her little calf Amaya. It's important to note the whales get all of their food no matter what they do each and every day.
Because we've been able to determine how much killer whales eat throughout different stages of their life, researchers in the field can use this information to determine if ocean habitats are healthy enough for killer whale populations to thrive. And that type of information is invaluable.
You know, food, exercise, and physicals from our veterinarians aren't all the killer whales need. Each animal's well-being is so important to us. We want to make sure their minds are stimulated and challenged too. This kind of mental stimulation and enrichment comes through learning, interaction, and play. If you'll notice up on the screens, you can see some of our killer whales playing with kelp and even Jell-O. Jell-O is like a watery gelatin. It's sugar-free, and it's just a fun treat for the whales, and it's also a nice form of hydration. Now, right now, you can see Tom up on one of our staircases, and he's throwing snowballs over to our family of whales. Now, snowballs is just a fun treat. There's no taste to the snow, but they do seem to enjoy the texture of it, even crunching down on it with their teeth. So this is a fun form of interaction and play with the whales. With all the toys and games we provide, the best enrichment still seems to be social interaction with other whales and our team of experienced trainers.
Okay, how about a question for all the kids out there? I know you all want to know who would win if a killer whale squared off with a great white shark. Raise your hand if you think the shark would win. Okay, now raise your hand if you think the killer whale would win. Yeah, that's right, killer whales. You see, a shark hunts alone and a killer whale hunts in a pod, so it's not even a competition. Killer whales have even been known to hunt blue whales. Do you know how big a blue whale is? At over 80 feet, it is the largest animal to have ever existed on our planet. The killer whales can hunt these huge animals because they coordinate, collaborate, and cooperate. They work together as a group to overcome challenges much bigger than themselves. You know, we could learn a lot from them about how to overcome challenges that our ocean faces. In fact, if we collaborate like the killer whales, we could change the fate of the ocean and our world. Awesome, we've got some more questions. These are some of the common questions that always come in. Here we go, first one. Why do some dorsal fins curve? Great question. Dorsal fins lack any kind of skeletal support such as bone or cartilage to support their height or weight. They're made completely of connective tissue. When an animal spends more time at the surface, the tissue in the fin may weaken and the fin may start to bend. We occasionally see this in the wild, like in the photos, and here at SeaWorld. Next one. How fast can they swim? Well, depending on their body weight, killer whales can swim close to 30 miles an hour. Check it out. Wow, next one. How much water can their tails splash? Well, their tails, or flukes as they're called, are strong enough to fling a whole lot of water about halfway up these stands. Last one. If all the whales splashed at once, could they get the whole audience wet? Well, maybe not the whole audience. The more we learn about them, the more we see how they represent more than just themselves. Truly, to better understand the killer whale is to better understand the ocean. Never stop wondering about the natural world around you. Be sure to visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com for your free download of the Killer Whales Up Close book and share it with your friends and family.